Hello everyone, I'm Dhanakshi from Team TalentZ. Hope you all are doing well. Today we are going to talk about significance of IELTS, and for that we have with us Richa Valecha, who is the best trainer of IELTS and PTE with the experience of 8 years in the education industry. She has won many awards like Best IELTS Trainer of Chandigarh of 2020 by Urban Pro and Most Outstanding IELTS and PTE Trainer by Indian Achievers Award. To move this discussion further, let me just get her on board with us. Richa.
Hi, Dhanakshi. How are you?
How are you? I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. Good. Thank you so much.
Yeah. That there is always an initiating point for everything, right? There is a spark. There is a reason for everything to initiate it, right? So could we please know about your journey, like how it started, how you got into it and everything?
Yeah, definitely. I would love to share with you guys. Okay, so my journey started in the year 2008. So as soon as I completed my 12th, I started taking tuitions from the students or the children you can call who were living in my neighborhood. As I was from a missionary school, ICC board school, so people around my area were very much familiar that, yeah, or they have the perception that, yes, I have a good command of the language, and they felt like that I can teach these children. So I started taking the classes, and by the grace of God, the numbers increased significantly. So in this way, I started teaching the students, and sooner I realized that I should carry forward this, and I should take up some job in schools. So for that, I took a professional degree of B.Ed and I joined few schools. And I would say those were the best schools of the cities. That also gave me a kind of a confidence that I cracked the interview, I got the job, although my age was around 20 or 21. So that was a breakthrough in my life. Although at this time, of course, if you ask somebody, so it's not a big thing. But for me, during that time, it was a very big thing. And I was very much happy with the way I was performing. And yeah, then I started teaching in schools. I was taking classes at home. I was providing tuitions to the students or the children of my neighborhood. And after some time, I got introduced to IELTS. So during that time, I was not aware what exactly IELTS is. Then I did a lot of research because someone told me that if anybody wants to move abroad, it's essential for them to clear this exam. So I was very much fascinated toward this. I did a lot of research. I approached many people who were into this. I contacted few of my friends as well as my cousins who were already in abroad, and they narrated their journey, how they cracked this exam and what it's all about. So I realized that I should have a deeper knowledge on the subject. So in this regard, I joined an institute in my hometown. Although they were not ready to take me because I was not having any knowledge in this field, I would say. But yeah, there was a thing like I was into education. So they knew that I can teach. So they trained me first that what IELTS is, right, and how we conduct the classes, everything. So the training was of around, I would say, 1 month. And then I started working in institutes. And since then, I am teaching IELTS, and it's been almost 8 years, I would say. And I'm loving this journey so far.
Right. You know, it's very inspiring from where you started. You got your motivation and everything. This is like very interesting to hear. Okay, so as we move forward, could you kindly explain what exactly IELTS is for our audience?
Yeah, first of all, I would let you know the full form of IELTS, which is International English Language Testing System. Now, this exam is actually conducted by the English-speaking countries. Just suppose if you want to move to an English-speaking country, it's essential for you to take this exam. Now, this exam assesses the English language proficiency of the candidate on the basis of 4 skills, which is your listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Why they conduct this exam? Because they just want to check that whether the candidate would be able to survive in that country or not. As we all know, if we are migrating to any country, it's essential for us to know the language of that nation. I know English is a universally accepted language and everybody knows, but what is the proficiency? So that is actually assessed, how well you will be able to adjust in that atmosphere. Now, no matter whether you're studying or you're working, or even if you have to interact with your neighbors or you're going for grocery shopping, you have to use English, right? So this is the reason this exam is conducted. And as I've told you, there are 4 skills: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. So these skills are tested, and it has a set of format of questions, and a lot of tips and strategies are there the students have to follow in order to crack this exam. Yeah, this is one of the largest exam, I would say the biggest exam, and accepted almost like in all the English speaking countries, I would say.
Right, that's correct. That's correct. So like, you know, the 4 things you told me and everything. So I would like to know, what is the process that you follow to teach?
As of now, since the time I've started working as a full-time freelancer, I provide online classes. And my forte is like I provide individual classes, one-on-one sessions. And earlier, if I tell you, when I was teaching in institutes, so over there, of course, it was classroom training and with the strength of 40 to 50 students. But now I somewhere realized that, of course, that is a better way of teaching or imparting knowledge to a huge number of audience. But when we cater the student on one-to-one basis, then the results are something different.
Correct, correct.
I can say that when I'll give personal or individual attention to somebody, sooner or later they are going to crack. So in group teaching, somewhere I feel that we cannot, provide one-on-one attention to each and every candidate. So my USP is that only.
Yeah, and also it's like most people are like more interested. That is also a thing, right? Sometimes students are not that interested. Sometimes some students are very interested into things, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, that process is like very great that you went to individual training from the groups, the best you can do.
Yeah.
Okay, so anything else that you want to share regarding IELTS, which would be informative or which we should know something? Anything?
No, definitely, I would love to. Like, if I tell you about IELTS now, there is a myth in the society that it's a very tough exam and it's not easy to clear just by preparing for a small span of time, a short span of time. But I would say it's not true. We can do it if we are consistent. Of course, this requires regular practice. You have to practice all the 4 modules regularly, and that too under the guidance of somebody, especially who is an expertise, right? And I would prefer that students should go to the person who has already taken this exam and also has experience. So that would be a great thing for them. It's not a nightmare. They just have to follow some tips and strategies or whatever is told to them by the trainer or the teacher, whosoever it is. And regularly they should practice. They should give that sufficient time which is needed. And they should not get carried away by the YouTube videos or the people who are sharing their experiences. So it's not a rock. Yeah.
That's what happens, when you go to somebody and they have zero experience or knowledge about it. They're like, oh my God, that is so tough. You should not waste your time on that and stuff like it. I have heard this a lot about so many things. And then I go for it and I'm like, it's okay, I can do it. So it's like that.
Yeah, of course.
So thank you so much.
It's just a small step that we have to take.
Right. Correct. Okay, so thank you so much for sparing your valuable time to enlighten us. That was like very informative, inspiring, and motivating for the students like me who are planning to go to abroad. Thank you so much for today.
It's my pleasure, and I'm feeling very honored that I am at your platform. You guys have invited me. So thank you so much to you guys.
So I hope everyone found this session as informative and inspiring as I did. And if you did, and if you'd like to see more sessions like this, don't forget to subscribe our channel, TalentZ, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram. All links will be in the descriptions below. Until then, take care.